He's given talks at various universities such as the National University of Singapore and IIM in Malay and English. And he's also served as the head of Dakwah Department in Nur Hijrah Consultancy Services, also in Singapore. Okay, so today Ustaz Muhammad Noor actively teaches Islamic creeds, especially on facing the challenges posed by Western philosophy in Johor, Singapore, and Selangor, and also Kuala Lumpur. He is also a Ruqyah and Islamic psychotherapy practitioner since almost a decade, and is now offering these services through MIASA as its Vice President number 2 or 2. Yeah? Alright, and our next speaker is Dr. Zachary On Yahya. He underwent his medical school training in the University of Edinburgh in Scotland and has worked as a pre-registration house officer in the NHS UK before returning here to Malaysia to serve for the Ministry of Health as a house officer and casualty medical officer at Hospital PPUKM. His aims is to balance level with his disorder, work and family, not possible without the support of his wife, children, parents, and dedicated psychiatrist. Normal does not exist, and one is never cured of mental illness. He aims to continue learning. Our next speaker is Miss Vashalati, who has been on a journey to schizophrenia for the past 8 years. She's diagnosed with schizophrenia since she was 19, and although she struggles with the illness today, she has been able to write 2 books, done magazines and newspaper interviews, appeared on TV, and started her own business. She has a passion for making fresh flowers designs since she had started the leaf floral design 2 years ago, has been in competitions, and started independently selling to select customers. She is passionate about advocating mental health awareness and also using flower designs to empower other people who have mental illness. She has created V Floral, a social enterprise to help and aid her living expenses, Voices of the World as an initiative created by Visha, who would also contribute to the advocacy work. And our, hey, what happened to Mr. Daniel? Your intro not here, sir. And then, as you can see, we had Mr. Daniel that has been here, and you've seen him walking about with his camera. He's been visual on a lot of the videos that you've been watching on display here. Don't feel bad, okay? I do. Yeah, and so here we have Mr. Daniel. Alright? Alright, I'll sit here. A lot more comfortable. I can see you all. Okay, so today's topic is on journey to recovery and the power to persevere. And I have a few questions for everyone. And I will start on Dr. Zachary. I mean, I'd met Dr. Zachary a few months ago for the first time, and it was at a workshop that I had conducted on public speaking. And it's a pleasure to have you here on stage to actually share your story with everyone. So I want to know that what were the early signs of your condition, and at which stage are you currently? Can we get more mics?
Morning, everybody. First of all, I just want to say thanks for inviting me here today. I'm honored to be up here with my fellow guests and with all of us crazy people here today. Sorry, what was the question again? Right. I have been struggling with, what's been diagnosed recently as bipolar. Since I was in school, I was not trying to brag, but I was one of the one of those top students in school. Not to brag, like I used to play all the sports in school. I used to represent the school. I was like the all-rounder. But then suddenly I would have these episodes where I just didn't want to go back to school, and I would be out for a few months. And then it carried on to medical school, where I was almost kicked out of medical school for non-attendance and that kind of thing. And then I came back to Malaysia as a house officer. I usually work very well sometimes they say too well, and then I would go into a depressive episode where I would crash another 6 months. Then I joined the surgical masters, also had to go off a few months when I was there. That was 4 years. I mean, surgical training is very busy, it's grueling, takes up most of your life. And finally I became a surgeon about 4.5 years ago, and since then I've had 2 episodes of severe depression and struggling. I'm off work for a few months, and I am under the watchful eye of the Ministry of Health. You know, I've been to many committees to make sure I'm fit to practice, but yeah, I still am. And at what stage I am right now, probably a bit manic, but I'm aware of it, let's put it that way.
Yeah, the awareness is very important, isn't it?
It's very important,
Yeah. All right, nice. Mr. Daniel, this question goes to you. How did you discover that you have mental illness health issues, and what were those issues, or what are those issues? Can you just stick it to your face and talk?
Okay. No, I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder and anxiety in somewhere in my 40s. So what I can describe is that one day I woke up and the whole world was different. I knew something was wrong, and of course at that time you have this thing, you know, you're not going to go to see a psychiatrist, you go to see a doctor, maybe you had a stroke.
Wow.
And then they scan your brain, and then finally they said, no, you should go to see a psychiatrist. And when I did, and then he explained to me, he gave me some hope. So since then, I mean, okay, you get medication, but it helps with the depression, never helped with anxiety, and it sort of comes and goes. So what you finally learn is how to cope with all this.
Yeah.
That's all.
Living with it.
Living with it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
But I'll share something about the coping with it.
Okay, sure. Vishal, in regards to dealing with it, how did your struggle? How did you struggle in your daily activities before you were diagnosed?
I was overseas for 19 years. I was in Bangkok studying my high school and primary and university. I was a special needs child at a young age. I had an assistant in my class until year 6. The school said that I couldn't go to high school and I wouldn't be able to complete my high school. So I went to another school and they offered me special help and I managed to pass. And then I went to Australia to further my studies, and it made me independent. I could take the tram, I could take the train, I walked to school. I even went scouting around places in Melbourne. And then one day I felt so stressed, so much of work to do because I did an accelerated program. So the classes are usually 5 to 6 hours and you only get 15 minutes break. So I went to see a psychologist in Melbourne, but he was very racist. And he was saying, oh, this is all teenage symptoms. So if he detected it earlier, I wouldn't be where I am now, taking so many medication and doing therapy. And then when I came back to KL, I enrolled into Raffle International School. It's a fashion marketing school. I started to slip. I started to be uncared. I was talking in classes by myself to myself. The teacher had to put it down to snap me out. I also asked my school, can I see a psychologist or a counselor or something? They said they don't have. So after that, I went deep, really deep into psychosis. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was 26 kilos when my mom came back home when she found me. I nearly died, but I'm grateful that she sent me to a psychiatrist right away and not a GP or any other doctor. Thank you.
Wow, that is intense. So, from a spiritual perspective, what should an individual do when he or she experiences or continuous disturbances in the thoughts? Just kind of like what Bisha was dealing with in her episodes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The peace and blessings of Almighty God be upon you. I am the odd one out here. Yeah. I've never been tested by God with any serious mental challenges. So I do not want to pretend that I understand what is going through my our inspiring today. I am also a spiritual healer. That's another oddity. What does a spiritual healer do? What does a Ruqyah practitioner do? So inshallah, God willing, in sessions to come, I will have some time to speak about that. So the question is about disturbances in thought. How do we handle that from a religious perspective? Right? One of the suggestions that I can give is to distract the thought with the tongue. This is what we get from Salat, one of our obligatory practices as a Muslim. Is that in Salat, we are taught to not only understand the things that we say, but we have to also hear the words that we say. So to distract the thought is by using the tongue. Many people misunderstood the concept of dhikr. First, many people do not even understand what they are mentioning, what they are pronouncing, what they are saying. And number two, sometimes we make the dhikr too softly. The key is to overwhelm that thought with a more intense thought. To overwhelm a smaller thought with a greater thought. And that is the philosophy. And one of the ways to do that is, number one, is by reciting the Quran. Now, some of you may say, Ustaz, this does not work with me. It depends how we recite the Quran. How do we recite our sacred texts? Be it from the Hindu religion or Christian. How do we recite these texts? In our society, in the Malay society, in Malaysia especially, when we speak about reciting the sacred words, it's more to mengaji. You see, look at the original word of mengaji. What is the root word of mengaji? What's the original word of mengaji? Can I hear some answers? Mengkaji. We have started to differentiate between mengaji and mengkaji. Mengaji is more to its form only. How do you pronounce the letters? How do you elongate the verses? But the point is about mengkaji itu yang hilang. And when we speak about mengkaji, some depth is involved. So for those of you who may be not interested in religion, I may suggest philosophy. Again, coming back to that principle of overwhelming a smaller thought with a bigger thought. We need some intense thinking. We need some intense and deep ideas and concepts to dwell in our heads. So if you're not interested in religion, I would suggest philosophy. The next thing is to be in a natural setting. I'm not talking about parks. Parks are artificial. We can say it's semi-natural. Human hands are involved in constructing parks. But the best is to be in the most natural of natural settings. For example, being on top of a mountain. Why? Same principle. Because nature has this ability to overwhelm us. Nature has this ability to make our problems seem small. Look up to the sky. Look at the vastness of the universe. Look at the horizon. وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ, Allah says in the Quran. And Allah says, look at the horizon also. Look at the horizon. So these are the things that I may suggest. Sorry to sound preachy. I cannot run away from it, and I'm a ustaz after all.
That's nice. I kind of like want to make everyone feel jealous right now because I actually do live and work in nature. You know, so I'm always in the jungle or I'm always on an island or something. It is a nice therapy as well. You do get overwhelmed by the magnificence around you and above you and below you, and it is amazing. Yeah. Daniel.